Bollocks! 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 Hello, chums out there. Welcome to Toyah and Robert, your deeply unqualified agony aunts, ready to shovel you another load of useless answers to a few of your very many burning questions.
Nick Gothic, do you have any stories about meeting any of the four Beatles?
Go, lovey.
Well, I've bumped into Paul McCartney a few times.
Oh.
Yes, but one of the most happiest days of my life was this, when Paul McCartney awarded me a fellowship of LIPA, which is his school of stage of drama in Liverpool. Now, just out of sight is Nile Rodgers. So Paul, Nile Rodgers and I were all sitting together for this glorious afternoon where I got this award. That's one of my favourite stories of Paul, but he did offer to buy me on a telephone bidding marathon for children in need in 1987. He phoned up Pebble Mill, which is BBC in England, and he offered to buy me. He was feeling very charitable that day. How about you, Bug?
I met Paul along with you, one of your encounters with Paul, at a Nordoff Robbins Music Therapy annual lunch. And I went up to Paul, who is a lovely, wonderful, charming man. He is a sweetie. And I said that Sgt. Pepper was one of the main reasons I became a professional musician. He did reply to this comment, but that's between Paul and me. That's a private comment.
So I don't remember you meeting Paul. Were we together then? Because we used to go to Nordoff Robbins without knowing each other.
I believe it was one of the lunches we were together, but maybe we'd been separated at that point.
Oh, I wish I was there.
Well.
I remember first meeting Paul face to face in 2000 at Marie Helving's Christmas party. Eno was there. I was there on my own. I went with two friends, mutual friends of ours, and Paul was just glorious.
Yeah.
I mean, he's such a glorious human being. He is the perfect party guest in that he has time to talk to everyone and make every single person in the room feel special.
A generous spirit.
Very generous spirit, which is probably why he's such a mega superstar. Jeff Stein, how could you leave out a bollocks shirt?
All right, now a story here. This is a confession. We erred. It was an error. However, because of this excellent suggestion, today we have been in touch with our t-shirt designers, and a bollocks t-shirt is being currently produced.
I did the artwork for it immediately about 2 hours ago. It's been agreed upon and it is happening. So that should be up
very soon. And Jeff Stein, this is because you, dude, pointed out to us the failure of our ways.
You are so right, Jeff. It's been very busy and very wonderful lately, and many good things are going on, and the word bollocks just escaped us. So thank you for that. We're grateful. Capsy, or Caspi, if I get it right, who cleans your kitchen after your Sunday lunch performances?
We both do.
So did you clean it up after a certain performance that used lots of feathers?
I did actually, yes. I was tidying up feathers, but I also clean away the amps, I remove the lights.
He does do that.
And the guitars, yes, I do contribute my part.
So when I was getting showered in water, I was actually standing in a paddling pool, a very large 8-foot paddling pool. I'd wrapped Robert in cling film to protect him because if any harm came to Robert, I'd never forgive myself. So all of that kind of stuff needs clearing up. When I was shooting tennis balls, I erected a screen right across the entire kitchen where you couldn't see it, so we weren't smashing stuff. So I took that down, but you do the heavy carrying.
Thank you, dear.
And there is a fair amount of cleaning up afterwards. When we use the bubble machine, I I lay sheets on the ground because our stone floor becomes very, very slippy. And then I have to wash the floor afterwards. And then we wash the sheets, which, I mean, flood our washing machine with suds. So it may look very improvised what we do, but there's a fair amount of planning, and there definitely is a fair amount of cleaning up. And we do have footage of the aftermath, which one day, perhaps on our Christmas special, you will get to see.
May I add that however well planned the situation is, once you swing into gear, anything happens, and sometimes it does.
It doesn't matter. It's only a kitchen. It can be cleaned. Sean Curtin, I'd love to learn about the joy you must be experiencing having not just more time for one another, but special free time for your incredible creativity. Spot on, Sean, spot on. It's been amazing for creativity. I think also spurred on by the fact we're not spring chickens. So we know that time is incredibly valuable. And in this extraordinary past 15 months, with worry about loved ones, because my sister is a head nurse at A&E in Haywards Heath, just being terrified for her. My brother-in-law is one of the leading professors in child epilepsy. We've been terrified for him, and he's in his 80s. So we realise more than ever about this gift of time and how to focus on being creative and having really a last creative spurt in many ways, even though I'm sure I'll go on to be painting and sculpting and will do a fair amount of songwriting. But we realise that this is so precious.
Well, what have we been doing? Well, in addition to all the creative elements that we might assume go along with Toyah and Robert at home, I've been moving into an office next door, fitting it out, workstations. This may sound mundane, but actually fitting yourself into a space, accommodating how you work, the pattern of your work, how the space supports that, is quite an undertaking in itself. Without the development of symmetrical scales, without getting ready for the new crimson work, a lot goes on.
Sean, you also ask, what are some of the great things that have come to you? Well, our daily routine actually isn't that quiet. Today I signed 3,000 pictures that are going to be put into the initial first sales of Posh Pop. I mean, that takes time, and it takes a lot of focus, because after about 1,000, you can't write anymore. So we are very, very busy. We're still running our companies. I also did my VAT and my cash books this week.
Oh.
I mean, really, we don't get to have that much fun until we're on camera, because there's so much to be done.
I'm also editing the Guitar Circle book. My email inbox is currently at 646. I'm doing what I can with my accounts too. So there's a lot of mundane in there as well.
Now, there's another question. Sean has asked a lot. Has Posh Pop become a double album? Where's that come from? Answer's no.
I don't know where that...
I know where it's come from.
Where's it come from?
Because the 10 videos I've directed for every song on the album is going to become a double package. That's where that's come from.
Yes.
So we start, the first single, Levitate, comes out on the 26th of June, and we will be exclusively showing the video for Agony Aunts. And for Sunday Lunch, you will get our films will be followed by the exclusive video Levitate. And then every 4 weeks we release a new single. August the 28th, Posh Pop comes out. But then there's going to be a deluxe package just before Christmas, which is a double album, because it's the CD and the DVD coming out together. That's where that's come from. I take it back, Sean. He's asked another question. Has Robert developed an exciting plethora of new soundscapes and musical ideas?
Well, I have referred to the symmetrical scales, that I've been developing some exercises in that. Soundscapes, no, I'm not set up for soundscaping at the moment. That will have to wait until out on the road with Crimson.
Because we're making sure there's enough Sunday lunches for all our time apart when we're gigging over the summer. Sean has one last question. Thank you, Sean.
This
is
is
great.
dangerously like overachieving.
I think this is great. I can imagine you wouldn't normally get this opportunity during tours, and I'm really excited to learn about what's cooking, so to speak, behind the scenes. Well, we are going to be doing postcards home. So my first postcard home was this morning, which I filmed in the Isle of Wight for my first concert in 15 months. So Toyah at home this morning was postcards home, which we are going to be developing while Robert is in the USA. We're developing Toyah and Robert's burning guitars. I'm supposed to be starting a movie in Portugal, but at the moment we're waiting for an announcement in this country to say whether lockdown will be fully lifted or not. If it's not fully lifted, then wow, we're going to just get on with the social media. There's plenty to do. If it is lifted, we're going to be connected by Zoom and technology to keep you all connected to what we're doing, because we've so loved the connection. Would you like a question by a different person?
All right, I think Sean's overachieved enough for today.
Tanny N didn't want the music at the end to stop. That was burning guitars last week.
That's so kind.
Thank you so much. How many hours a day does Robert practice playing his guitar?
All right. At the moment, I probably about 2 hours a day, which isn't enough. On the road, 2 to 4 hours a day.
The thing is, with King Crimson, it's so different to what we do with Sunday Lunch. With King Crimson, you have created really rigid structures that, as a member of the audience, rely on every member of the band. And if one of those links goes missing, you're in trouble.
Yes, I wouldn't describe the structures as rigid. There is malleability in there. But I will add that my guitar parts, some of them are simply unplayable, and even the ones I can play, if, for example, if I'm in 15, with Jacko, but then I move to 14, and if either of us don't quite count the number of bars, or Tony Levin, as we've discussed on Agony in the past, Tony decides to come in 2 beats early, all the rules are rewritten. So preparing for this and practicing for this is a major undertaking. It is like preparing for a major athletic challenge.
So when you practice guitar, Robert, and I'm asking this for Tanny as well, are you practicing the counting mechanism of the song as well as the guitar? Are they two separate things? Could you just practice the main riffs, or when you practice, do you have to practice the counting as well?
The counting as well. The counting as well in the repertoire is one area of the practice, and the pure calisthenic, if you like, the being match ready, or the athlete getting ready for the 1,000-meter run tomorrow, or in Crimson terms, probably a marathon is a better analogy.
So you can never ever walk on stage and just pick up the guitar, think I'm going to do a burning riff and then count. Has it ever happened like that? That informality?
No.
That's astonishing. Okay, let me put this in perspective. I have muscle memory, and I believe you do, and everyone else does as well. I walked on stage after 15 months of not singing, and this was last weekend, and we weren't able to rehearse because of COVID restrictions, and everything was in my body still. I was amazed to the extent everything was in my body.
Crimson music is written, intentionally written, in such a way that it's not possible to do that. You have to be alert and in the moment. And yes, you do need muscle memory, but it is not enough. You do have to engage the attention in the moment, or the wheels fly off the Crimson train. And with 7 of us, each with complex parts, each interlocking, it's a tapestry of pieces. If any one person in the band drops the beat, we're gone.
That's terrifying.
It's utterly terrifying.
Now, you might see that I keep looking over there. Our kitchen door is open and there's a drone flying in looking at us. We've had paps, we've had everything this week. We were eating out at a restaurant a few days ago and a pap was outside taking pictures of us eating. It's been really interesting. So you didn't notice that, Robert, that there was a drone trying to look in?
I did not notice that, sweetie.
Okay, I got distracted. The drone seems to have gone away as soon as I noticed it. Pooh Ninja, what do Robert and Sydney play through during the Sunday tunes?
All right, very good point here.
While you get that, I'm going to explain something about Sydney while you get your speaker.
All right.
Okay, Sydney, Jake, now has a YouTube channel. And on his YouTube channel for Sunday lunch tomorrow, he's going to have an alternate camera filming our Sunday lunch, so you get a different perspective. So that's Sydney Jake's YouTube official channel. Now, Pooh Ninja, what do Robert and Cindy play through during the Sunday tunes?
This is a Yamaha desktop series. This is a superb little beast.
And I've got the latest version, which is breathtaking because everyone is saying how good my sound is. So I have the new version. Does it have a different name?
Oh, yeah. It has a couple more numbers on it. Look there, yes. It actually is a slightly more sophisticated beast.
I'm lifting it. It's all wired up. I don't want to destroy anything.
Well, we'll see.
So it's a bit bigger, and boy, has this got a great sound. I love it, love it, love it. And along with Sydney Jake's guitar, it just gives such presence to what I am playing.
It also works Bluetooth, so it acts as a stereo hi-fi system for your desktop too.
I'm laughing at this next question. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to say it. Man in a Pit. Firstly, I adore your title. Burning effing guitars is the answer to everything. Isn't that lovely?
What do we say to that, lovey?
Well, Rick Washington also says loved the burning guitars. What that white guitar snarls, that's my guitar. This is brilliant. Well,
Are you going to hold the guitar up?
I am. Are we going to mention anything about how sexy you look in this black shirt first?
Well, I do look sexy in this, but I don't believe it has very much to do with me.
I think he looks fantastic. So we are now going to talk about how sexy this guitar sounds.
Oh.
Happy everything, everybody.
Please be well and stay safe with some burning guitars from Toyah and Robert.
I will see you tomorrow for Sunday lunch with a lot of feedback.